What's up everyone, welcome back to Stag voiceover. My name is Neil Glasgow. In today's video I wanted to talk to you about something that you might be overlooking in voiceover. So, let's get into it. Last night I picked up 2 new clients that are new YouTube channels. And it made me realise actually how much work I do on YouTube. And actually, is that amount of work that comes through YouTube and through the various channels that I work with actually a sustainable amount? Can I live on that amount of money? And the answer at the minute is no. But could you? Yeah, absolutely. Now, at the moment I work with several channels and I do maybe about 90 videos a week, something along those lines. And that made me realise actually how much money I make on YouTube. And then it made me realise actually if I really dedicated myself, could I make a really decent living, a really comfortable living, exclusively doing YouTube channels? Now, the reason I don't do this at the moment is I have other work commitments. I have audiobooks, I have commercial clients, advertising clients, etc. So that does take up my time. But when you're first starting out, YouTube is one of the easiest and I suppose quickest mediums to actually get into. So I had a look this morning to see how many new YouTube channels, new YouTube adverts were out there on just 2 of the websites that I work with. And the results were massive, actually. There were over 200 adverts posted in the last 7 days for new voiceover artists for YouTube channels. Now, let me give you the basics of how this tends to operate. When a new channel starts up, they will tend to pay anywhere between $10 and $20 on average. Each of these videos, on average, is between 1,000 and 2,000 words. So we're talking between sort of 10 and 20 minutes, again, on average. And it made me realise that actually it doesn't take a massive amount of effort on your part to have a very successful career in voiceover doing YouTube videos. So I'm going to give you just a little bit of math here. On average, and I'll take all the dim views here, so say it takes you 20 minutes to record and edit one YouTube video. So you can do 3 an hour. And say on average, you're getting paid $10 per video. And again, on average, if you can build up to enough clients, if you can do 18, that's a 6-hour day, not a massive day in most work environments, but a 6-hour day in voiceover, that's quite a lot of talking. But give yourself a 6-hour day over your entire day. I mean, my average voiceover day is a sad 14 hours sometimes. But 6 hours of recording over the course of your day, that's $180, pounds, whatever denomination you work with, a day. And that's taking the dim view. 180 a day, average 220 working days a year. You're talking a little over $40,000. Now, the way that most of these channels work is when you first start out, they'll pay you that $10. And when the channel gets monetized, and that tends to happen around 1,000 subscribers, you can do what's called a profit sharing scheme, initiative. Scheme makes it sound like a pyramid thing. It's not. Agree with your channel that when the channel becomes more successful, they will pay you a little bit more. Now, let's just say that when the channel becomes monetized, they go from $10 to $20, just doubling your fee. It's not, and again, $20 is not a massive amount when, in regular voiceover, you can see upwards of $300, $400, $1,000 sometimes when you're working on these projects, but $20 for 20 minutes work, 3 of those an hour, that's $360 a day. So now we've gone from a little over 40 grand to a little over 80 grand. And for most people I know, that's a really livable, comfortable wage. And that's just doing YouTube channels. Now, some YouTube channels fizzle out. Some YouTube channels become wildly successful. I work with several YouTube channels right now that send me 7 voiceovers every week. So that's, again, we're looking at over 30 voiceovers a month from one channel. Now, you don't need that many of those types of channels to have enough work every day, or 5 days a week anyway, to give you that level of income. And if you continue at it as you should, as you absolutely should, every day that you work, looking for new opportunities and taking on new YouTube clients if you can, building that repertoire for when one client drops off potentially or has a low period, or some of them front load it. Some record an entire year's worth of content within 4 or 5 months. Great, they're paying you the same regardless if they spread it over 4 or 5 months or a year, but then keep that momentum going and keep recruiting or being recruited by new channels. And the more channels you work with, the more you can say, check out my work on this channel, check out my style on that channel. I work with psychology channels, I work with tech channels, I work with top 10 lists, top 5 lists. I have this channel. It absolutely does pay to do voiceover on YouTube. So that's it for today's video. I thought it was important to give you that little bit of insight when you are starting out in voiceover, especially when you might not be getting the auditions that you're going for because you're just starting out. But YouTube, growing with these channels, it is an absolute start at the bottom line and grow with a company type of initiative. And it's lucrative. I make enough money doing YouTube that it supplements my income. And actually thinking on it and doing this video, I would absolutely, and I'm going to, double down on some of my YouTube work. Doesn't pay the same as some of my bigger clients, but that continuous client, could I do with £70,000, £80,000 in my bank account? Yeah, so could everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you have, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It genuinely does help the channel out. Subscribe for more content like this. And if you've got any questions or queries, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll make a video dedicated to that comment. Remember, you can absolutely be a voiceover artist. I'll see you in the next video.